With everything to lose, nothing to gain, you would still jump at any chance to sully my name. You wanna see me down, down, down.
Hey everybody, we're back with another episode of M2 Chat, and I'm here with Nino Bederan. Hi, thank you for coming today.
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for having me in the first place.
No problem. So let's start today. Can you tell everybody where you're from?
Yes, I was born in Martinique, France, which is an island in the French West Indies. But currently, I've been residing in New York for the past decade and some change. I'm bouncing around New York and Virginia because I go to school at the University of Virginia, but mainly based in New York. I went to high school in New York. I did most of my elementary, middle school, and high school in New York. And that's really a city that I call home nowadays.
Okay, that's cool. How do you like it so far since you've been here?
I like it. I like it a lot. It's very fast paced, which is really different. Um, but it just motivates you to get everything done and to just kind of chase your dreams. I mean, there's the American dream that's just kind of floating around everybody's mind. And it just, being in the States, especially in New York, it just made me more ambitious to want to chase my dreams and see where it leads me. And to this point, it's led me here, which is a great thing. And I'm very happy. And I couldn't have asked for anything more, honestly.
Do you think you'll ever come to LA?
Oh, most definitely. I think so. Because, LA is such a huge hub for music and business. Two things I'm really passionate about. I definitely see myself going there, whether it's the coming months, maybe the coming year. But I think it's going to be kind of quintessential in my journey. Hopefully to meet new people, hopefully some opportunities down the line. And it's a great city. I've heard only great things about LA and the state of California as a whole. So I am definitely excited. We're going to see where it takes us. We are planning on doing, whether it's going to LA to do studios or meet certain people and collaborate on whether it be, music videos or maybe just music with other artists, because there's a lot of great artists out there. We'll see where it takes us. We're not taking it too fast just yet, but I think our journey will lead us to LA and a lot of different states down the line.
I would like to talk about how you came up with your name, Nino, aka the Submarine.
The Submariner, yes.
The Submariner. I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry. I really like picking hard names for I don't know what reason. I don't even get bothered when people butcher my names because it almost feels like it's a part of me at this point. But yeah, I mean, the origins surrounding my name, I used to go by another stage name. That was a couple years ago. I changed it start of 2020. I have some Spanish origins. So my father is part Venezuelan. And we used to live in Venezuela for a couple years. I did some schooling there as well before I came to New York. And Nino in Spanish means kid. Growing up, I really had a hard time grasping at the fact that, I'm not a super tall guy. I look fairly young for my age. I'm 20. And back in the day, I used to look even younger. So a lot of, kids would tease me, play around, just say, oh, you look really young. This kind of kid-like aspect of me is always something that's going to stay. So I figured, why not, reclaim that word and put it in my name? And the Bederan aspect of the name comes from the fact that when I was changing my name, when I was rebranding, I wanted the new avenue and kind of the new path I was going down to be better than everything I did before. So Bederan is essentially a play on words with better than. So if you put those two together, it's Nino better than he was before.
I like that.
So that's where the name comes about. And the Submariner aspect about it is inspired by comics, both Marvel comics and DC comics. I'm a huge fan of comic book superheroes, and there's certain superheroes in Marvel comics like Namor the Submariner here, and I kind of fell in love with his character. I fell in love with the characters he's fought over the years, and I figured why not make that a part of my name as well. That's kind of breakdown of my name.
That's crazy because, for people who aren't into comics, who are into Marvel, they would just think it's like just some random crazy name that you came up with, which is great.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I totally don't blame them because, when you think about it, a lot of people, I think of guys like MF Doom too. People had no idea that his name had comic book, or his brand had, you know, comic book influences. But yeah, I totally don't blame them. It makes sense. But yeah, there's always a little background to everybody's name. There's always a little story that you have to get to know.
So I read on your like Q&A, like a little get to know you, that you've recorded 5 songs in your mother's bedroom.
Yes, that's correct.
That's cool.
That's correct. Yeah.
So tell me like what that was like. And it's crazy because I feel like a lot of people who record, like who big artists, like so many artists who have either recorded in like a person's bedroom or wherever, like the most randomest places you can think of, and now like they went from here and now they're like big and famous, you know. So tell me what that was like for you, recording in your mother's bedroom.
So I was in college, early 2020, finishing a semester off, and then over the summer I went back home, and my recording situation had kind of changed. So I kind of found myself in a dilemma. I knew I needed to make music because that's what I wanted to do, and I couldn't slack off or find excuses to take days off because it wouldn't result in anything good for my career or for myself either. So I had to just kind of get creative. I started recording in my little brother's closet. That didn't work either because the echoes of me recording, he would hear it, and you know, it would kind of disrupt his work. So I recorded in different places around my house. And one of them was my mom's bedroom, funny enough. So I found myself recording a lot of my songs, starting at Lifeless all the way to the latest release, Sully My Name. All of them have been recorded in my mom's bedroom. Certainly not ideal, but I think the benefits I reaped and how much practice I got from recording in my mom's bedroom essentially proved to be, you know, really worthwhile and a great experience.
I know you just came out with a new single called Sully My Name, and word on the street is they're coming out with a new single soon. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, for sure, yeah. So the new single is called Home Address. It's definitely something different than I've done before. Actually, it's not even done, funny enough. You know, it's just a part of the creative process. You can't rush certain things. You know, I don't try to force things creatively, but this newer record is certainly a change of pace, a change in sound, and it's very drastic. And in this one, it's particularly personal, particularly vulnerable. You'll see why in the coming weeks as we get ready to release it. And I think we're in the midst of creating a special moment right now with this new record titled Home Address.
What are your goals exactly for 2021? You know, we're almost a year into the pandemic. I feel like so far you made pretty amazing progress seeing the situation and for what it is. So what do you want to accomplish this year as an artist?
Actually, me and my manager were talking about this. Even at the end of 2020, we set a bunch of benchmark goals, and we're currently on our way to reaching a few of them. So expanding and just taking risks is huge for me. We're doing so with the next single with an entirely different sound that people have not heard from me. And creatively, I'm certainly working on refining my pen as well. Writing is something that's huge for me. It's cathartic for me, and it's so valuable. And I want to continue to push a positive message, continue to tell my truth unapologetically and in a captivating way. So I'm going to continue to write in a thoughtful manner, continue to tell my story in the hopes that people gravitate towards it, are able to find some truth in it. But hopefully a short EP maybe at the end of the year. And I think if we do that, combined with singles every month, maybe 2 every month or 1 every month, I think we'll be in a great place for 2021. And I'm going to continue to showcase, you know, my versatility and hopefully evolve me as the year goes on.
Awesome. And lastly, once COVID is over, once hopefully, you know, we finally get to have shows, we finally get to go out and you get to perform as an artist, where would you like your first show to be at?
That's a good question. First show is always a pickle. I was thinking because me and my manager, we were talking about the cities that actually follow my music the most and stream my music the most. And one country that came up was India. And it was funny because I've never been to India. I don't know anybody who's from India. And I'm really surprised that India is streaming my songs at such a high rate, and so many people continue to come back to my music, because when we were, analyzing the marketing tactics that we pushed forward, so we were actually having a fun conversation about what if we showed up to India and just did a show. Or I was thinking, my home city, New York, I have a lot of great friends who have continuously streamed my music, and LA, surprisingly, LA has showed me a lot of love when it comes to streaming my music. And I think that would certainly be exciting, and it would, take me to LA for the first time ever. And that could be totally worthwhile down the line.
So we'd like to thank you again for having you on our second episode of M2 Chat. It was great talking to you. We are so excited to see your new upcoming single coming out, and hopefully an EP soon.
Yes, I appreciate you for having me again. Thank you. It's always great to talk about music, something I'm really passionate about. And you guys are always great putting on new artists, and we love that.